What's up, everyone? This is Dexion the Gamer, and today I got another one for you guys. We're doing Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. And this game is based off of Unreal Engine 5, and it had some really crazy system requirements, so we're going to try to power through this, but I'm really hoping this is not another epic Unreal Engine flop. So we're going to be setting everything to epic just so we could just beat up the 5090. And we have frame generation off. It's going to be starting at 4K native DLAA, and we're going to start our game and take it from there.
Come on, Bruce. We'll be late for the movie.
Are you sure we can make it in time?
Okay, so starting off here, full native resolution, we're getting 100 frames per second.
I need my outfit.
Okay. I was expecting a lot less than this. Okay, so between 80s to 100s, that's actually really good. That's better than Forza Horizon 6. Okay, so with a full scene with that global illumination, we're dropping down to 78, 76, 75. Okay, so that's more in line with what I kind of expected it to be. But that was, this is still actually pretty good. This falls in line with just epic settings on most 2026 titles. And then for Unreal Engine 5, it's not too bad. The VRAM usage is really low. It's only about 5 gigs. And again, this is 4K. We're not using any upscaling, no frame gen. Power consumption is low as well. But as you guys know, my 5090, I do run it at undervolt settings to match stock performance, just to get cooler temps and a more stable frame rate so that the GPU doesn't get bogged down with power constraints. So yeah, this is really, really good actually. 90s to 100s in this opening scene here, and I'm not gonna spoil too much of the story with letting this go on too long. But I'll take it. This is the performance that we need. I'm really shocked to see it, so I can't wait to see what this can do with some upscaling.
In the summer house.
And we'll check that out in just a second.
Okay, thanks, Mom.
Where, oh, where could they be?
I found the goggles. Now I just need to find the hat.
All right, so now we're going to switch on DLSS quality. Settings are still going to be on epic, and we are going to continue with our game here. And oh my goodness, 180 frames a second. I saw 150 there for a couple of seconds a while back. 175, 171. Yeah, everything is still cranked up. I had to actually check to make sure that there was no frame generation active here because I just couldn't believe it. Wow, 200 frames per second. The developers had us all fooled. It wasn't even April 1st, but man, they had us all fooled. They had a 7950X as one of the top recommended CPUs, along with the I think it was the RTX 50. It was the 4070, I think, and they said they wanted frame gen and balanced upscaling at the same time or performance. It doesn't need any of that. I think even a potato can run this game, honestly, on really good settings. All right, but this is going to be the real test. Let's see how well this frame rate can hold up once we start getting into some action, once we start fighting, rolling around. And I can't complain. This is still DLSS quality here, and this giving me about 130 frames per second, 120. 1% lows at about 90, and GPU power consumption is way down now. It's only at about 350 watts, so That's really good because it is hot in Virginia. And I can't be playing with 600 watts coming out of my computer, man. That's just ridiculous. So all in all, I am really, really impressed by everything I see here. You see, this is what devs need to do. You know, even though it's a Lego game, the textures look really, really sharp, except for the character models. Of course, it's very plastic looking, but that's by design. That's the art style. But yeah, look, going back up until the 160s, 170s, once the cutscenes are coming through. So yeah, this is really, really impressive, guys. So next I'm going to check out DLSS Performance, and then we're going to play around with frame generation to see if that's going to ruin the experience or if it's going to be the icing on top.
Right here in front of them, like a dog. No offense, Mr. Twinkle Toes. Yeah.
All right, so starting off with DLSS Performance, we're getting about 150s on the frame rate now. Not too much better than what we were seeing with DLSS quality. And again, this is using DLSS 4.5, so that is preset M. And I'm not getting any of the crazy noisy reflections or anything else like that with preset M, so that's a really good sign. What I will say, though, is that sometimes you will see a little bit of artifacting with textures that are kind of far off in the distance, like wet floors or staircases or something like that. Nothing that's going to be game breaking. You know, this is still a really, really good experience. Overall, super impressed. 180 frames per second right now. Still haven't used frame generation, so that's really, really impressive.
Is that all you've got, Roz? I was expecting more of a challenge.
I assure you, Mr. Wayne, that was merely a taste of things to come. Lesson 1. Never let your guard down.
Not bad for a rich kid.
All right, so I just turned on frame generation 2x, and we are still using DLSS Performance at 4K. And this is a really, really smooth experience. We're getting 250 frames per second, just hit 280 there, 290. That's really, really good. The frame time graph is extremely smooth. You don't get that ridiculous Unreal Engine stutter problem or a Stutter Engine 5 problem, however you want to say it. And so the 1% lows on the overlay to the left side of the screen are not the true 1% lows. What you have to do is you have to actually multiply that by 2. If you look at the top center of the screen, those are the actual 1% lows with frame generation. Look at that latency. That latency is majestic. For frame generation, 17 milliseconds of input lag. You can't get better than that. Now we're talking about first-person shooter territory when it comes to response time. That is excellent. So once again, this is another game that hides reflex from you unless you activate frame generation. Obviously, frame gen cannot be used without reflex, from the game engine. So whenever you don't see that option inside of your graphic settings, you know that it is being kidnapped by frame gen. I guess that's just going to be the new trend moving forward. I'm seeing a lot of games that are doing that, but I honestly can't complain all that much. I'm never going to complain about 17 milliseconds of input lag.
Now, quickly, move. Good. He didn't see you. Not bad for a first try. Careful not to fall now. It's this way. Perhaps you're ready for a more advanced challenge. See that fool in front of you? Take him out quietly by sneaking up behind him. Splendid.
All right, so let's see what this thing can do. I'm going to kick it up to 4 times frame generation, still using epic settings at DLSS Performance. And wow, that is amazing to see. 400 frames per second, 1% lows in the 300s. PC latency is still basically under 20 milliseconds on average. You see 19 there. Before it was about 17. So this only added about 2 milliseconds of input lag. And that's because you're at such a high base frame rate that frame generation doesn't add too much input lag in the render queue. And it's just amazing. So really impressed by what I'm seeing so far. But like I said before, it's not without its little bit of flaws. In performance mode, you do see a little bit of extra aliasing going on with, you know, some of the textures. Not all of them, just some of the textures in the distance. If you look close enough, you'll see it. But this art style does have some strange depth of field effects that I think that might have something to do with it. It might not just be performance mode Model M, and it just might be the game engine with its DOF effects. But in any case, this is a high refresh rate experience. You guys that have the 240 hertz plus 360 plus hertz monitors are going to really love this experience. The frame time graph is extremely flat, except for when we switch the scene, just like you saw right there. But besides that, it's like a line just going straight across. Really impressive.
No.
Ah, welcome. Please take a shuriken and we'll begin your training. Destroy the 3 targets by throwing shurikens at them.
And here's just some extra footage here with, you know, multiple enemies on the screen at once, because that can drop the frame rate, but doesn't drop it that much. We're still holding strong at over 400 frames per second, and no obvious ghosting. I don't see any weird artifacts because of frame generation. The little shuriken icon at the bottom right side of the screen doesn't look like it's doing anything weird. It does have a little glow, and super good experience. Honestly, can't complain at all about this. If you're going to be playing Lego Batman, this is how to play it. It doesn't even matter probably what preset you use as far as quality, balance, performance. You're going to get a really good experience here. And as you can see, I have a bunch of enemies on the screen at the same time. CPU usage is not behaving awkwardly. It's under 25%, so really good optimization. They really had us fooled with those system requirements when they released them, but these guys optimized this game pretty good.
You need to focus more.
You have come far. The final test is almost at hand. Lesson 2. Always mind your surroundings.
This This is Detectives Gordon and Flass, responding to an 11:50.
With that all said, I hope you guys got some good content and some good value out of this video. Was a pleasure to do it. I'm really liking the game and its quirkiness, its jokes, and I'm definitely planning on playing this till the end. Please throw me a like and a sub if you guys like this content. I am planning on doing a lot more, especially more optimizations at the high end. So take care, guys. I will see you all on the next one. Peace.
Makes us guys nervous. You might decide to roll over.
We have a duty to the citizens of Gotham.
Duty. Boys, remind Jimbo who really runs this town.
What's that? Good gosh! What's going on here? No time to explain. Watch your back.
Can do. I'm glad you're on my side, whoever you are.
Gotta focus.